The lighthouse keeper, Silas, hadn't seen another soul in months. The craggy island, perpetually lashed by wind and spray, was his solitary kingdom. His only companions were the relentless cries of gulls and the rhythmic pulse of the lamp, a mechanical heartbeat against the deafening roar of the ocean. He'd grown used to the isolation, to the whispering shadows that danced in the periphery of his vision, attributing them to the strain of his lonely vigil. But lately, the whispers had become clearer. Not the wind, not the waves, but actual words. Snippets of conversations carried on a chilling breath. He'd heard his own name, a sibilant hiss that sent shivers down his spine. He'd started seeing things too, fleeting glimpses of a woman in a long, white dress, her face obscured by the swirling mist that perpetually clung to the island. One stormy night, the lamp malfunctioned. The rhythmic pulse faltered, then died, plunging the island into darkness. Silas, fueled by adrenaline and fear, fought his way through the tempestuous winds to the generator room. As he wrestled with the malfunctioning machinery, a cold hand clamped down on his shoulder. He spun around, his flashlight beam catching a fleeting glimpse of the woman in white. Her face was still obscured, but her eyes burned with an unnatural luminescence, a cold, spectral fire. She spoke, her voice a rasping whisper that seemed to claw at his sanity. "They need the light," she hissed, her breath icy on his neck. "They need the light, Silas. You promised." He didn't understand. He hadn't promised anything. He'd only been assigned to the lighthouse. The woman's grip tightened, her icy fingers digging into his flesh. He felt a searing pain, a cold fire spreading through his veins. He looked down and saw his hands, translucent, fading, becoming ghostly. He was becoming like her. Then, a blinding flash of light. The generator sputtered back to life, the lighthouse beam cutting through the storm. But Silas was different. His eyes, now glowing with the same spectral fire as the woman's, were fixed on the raging sea. The rhythmic pulse of the light resumed, but it was no longer a mechanical heartbeat. It was the sound of a tormented soul, keeping its promise, guiding the lost ships to their doom. The whispers continued, but now they were joined by the joyous cries of the spectral women he'd joined, all of them trapped on this hellish island, forever tending the light, forever bound to their dreadful, eternal task.